Okay, good morning, friends. I want to share with you an insight into the Psukim. The Chida and the Chasam Sofer both have the identical insight. However, they take it in different directions. So, Hagar gives birth to Yishmael, and Hagar, conceives this child, but then once she's pregnant, she mistreats Sarah, and Sarah banishes her. And Hagar is found by an angel, by the Ein Hamayim, Al Ha'ayin B'derech Shur. And the angel starts talking to Hagar. And the angel says, go back to Sarah. The angel says, I will greatly increase your children. The angel says, behold, you have conceived, and you will call him Yishmael. The pasuk then says, "Vatikra Shem Hashem Adover Eleha." She called the name of God who spoke to her. Ata, you Kel Ra'i. Ki Amra, she said, Hagam Haloim Ra'isi Acharei Ra'i. Have I seen here after I've seen? Al Kain Kara La Be'er Lachai Ra'i. Therefore, she called the well of the living one of vision. And by the way, you know where this took place? Hine vein Kadesh uvein Bared. This took place between Kadesh and Bared, which, by the way, the Targum says bein Rekem and Hagar. Who cares where it took place? Well, we're going to visit there now. We're going to go on tours there. We're going to show people here, right here on your left, is the place where the angel spoke to Hagar. So how do you know? Well, we're standing here between Kadesh and Bared, and that's what the Torah says. The angel spoke to Hagar. Why do we need to know? What is the significance that this took place? Bein Kadesh uvein Bared. The Chida in the Sofer Pnei David brings a perush from Rabbi Yehuda Katz, the son of the Shar Ephraim. Based on what it says in the beginning of Gittin, Ram Gamliel says even someone who brings a get from Rekem and Hagar has to say B'fanei nechtav u'b'fanei nechtam. Rashi says the Targum of Kadesh and Bared is Rekem and Hagar. Toysis Divrei Amaschal V'Ashkelon asks that it's mashma that Rekem and Hagar are chutz la'aretz. In Sefer Yoshua it says they sanctified Kedesh of Har Naphtali, and in the Sifri Rekem and Hagar are among the cities Shakavshu Oilei Bavel, which implies that they're from Eretz Yisrael. Tosfos says there are two different Rekem and Hagars. The Rekem and Hagar by Avraham, Vayeshev bein Kadesh ubein Shur, that was in Eretz Yisrael. But the other Rekem and Hagar was in Chutz La'aretz. Says the Chida, there's a great principle. How did Yechezkel receive Nevuah in Babylon, but you can only receive Nevuah in Eretz Yisrael? The answer is, there's a great principle that once you start receiving prophecy in Eretz Yisrael, then you're grandfathered in, you could still receive prophecy in Chutz La'aretz. Now, says the Chida, Hagar was accustomed to sing Malachim in Eretz Yisrael by Avraham. Therefore, she was zoiche now to see Malachim in Chutz La'aretz. So Hagar says a lamdus. You ready? Listen to the lamdus in the words of Hagar. Piha pascha b'chachma. Hagam haloim. How can I see in Chutz La'aretz? How am I able to see Malachim in Chutz La'aretz? The answer is Acharei Roi. Hagam haloim roisi Acharei Roi. It's because I already saw it in Eretz Yisrael. Hagar is telling us this principle. The reason she's zoicha to see the angels in Chutz La'aretz is because she already saw in Eretz Yisrael. And if you'll ask, what do you mean? Isn't she in Eretz Yisrael? No, she's bein Kadesh ubein Bared, which is because this is Chutz La'aretz. So the Torah says she's standing between Kadesh and Bared to indicate she's in Chutz La'aretz, and that the only reason why she is able to see Nevuah is because she already saw in Eretz Yisrael. That's how the Chida learns in the Pnei David. I happened to see this morning, that there's a Sofer of Rabbi Yehuda HaNasi. He brings the same idea from Rav Naftali Hertz. He says in Yecheskel, it says that Yecheskel saw Nevuah in Bavel. The Zohar asked, but the Shechina is not showing Chutz La'aretz, and the Zohar says, well, that's your first Nevuah, can't be in Chutz La'aretz. But after you already received Nevuah, you could continue. Now, so says Rav Naftali Hertz, that's why the Torah identifies she's standing bein Kadesh u bein Bared, which is Chutz La'aretz. Why? So she says, Hagam haloim ro'isi acharei ro'i, because she already started to see in Eretz Yisrael. The Chasam Sofer has the same insight that Kadesh and Bared is Rekem and Hagar, which is in Chutz La'aretz, but the Chasam Sofer takes it in a little bit of a different direction. Namely, let's see if I could find it. Yeah. Says the Chasam Sofer, what does it mean? Ata Kel Roi. That it means Hashem is Mashgiach. What is Be'er Lachai Roi? It's referring to a living angel. Be'er Lachai Roi, that Hagar saw a living angel. The Ramban in Parshas Vayera questions the Rambam. The Rambam says that the nevuah of prophets were through malachim. And the Ramban asks, no, not everybody who sees an angel is a navi. Then Hagar should be a neviah. And we know Hagar is not one of the prophetesses. So the Ramban says, just because you see a malach, that doesn't necessarily render you a navi. Now, if you do see a malach is if a malach gives you a vision, it's from the malache hashgacha that fly through the earth. As the Ramban explains by Hine Malach Elikim Olam V'Yardim Bay. Now when Hagar, this is how the Chasam Sofer learns. When Hagar saw the angel, she herself didn't know, is this Nevuah? Or is this just the inside information of a Malach? But Hagar says it has to be a Malach. Why? Because Chazal say someone who didn't prophecy in Eretz Yisrael cannot prophecy in Chutz La'aretz. Therefore, Chasam Sofer says what Hagar says, Ata kel ra'i, this must be an angel. Why? Otherwise, I can't have nevuah. Hagam haloim ra'isi acharei ra'i, because did I ever have nevuah in Eretz Yisrael that I should see nevuah in Chutz La'aretz? The Chasam Sofer reads the words, Hagam haloim ra'isi acharei ra'i. Did I ever have prophecy in Eretz Yisrael that I should be able to receive prophecy in Chutz La'aretz? No, I never did. So therefore this must not be prophecy, this must be a malach. And that's why the Torah reports, Hine bein Kadesh u bein Bared, which is Rekem and Hagar, which is Chutz La'aretz. So both the Chasam Sofer and the Chida both note that the reason the Torah identifies the place is to indicate it's Chutz La'aretz. But what the Chida takes out of it is, she's saying, why am I zoicha to see the angel in Chutz La'aretz? Hagam haloim ro'izi acharei roi. It's only because I first saw him in Eretz Yisrael. Chasam Sofer says, no. What she's saying is she's surmising this is not nevuah. Did I ever have nevuah in Eretz Yisrael that I should have nevuah in Chutz La'aretz? Now, I don't think they're arguing on whether this is nevuah or not. Everyone agrees she's not having nevuah here in Chutz La'aretz. She's only seeing a malach. But I think what the Chida is saying is, the same way if Yechezkel won't get nevuah in Chutz La'aretz unless he first got Nevuah in Eretz Yisrael. Hagar is saying, I would never have seen an angel in Chutz La'aretz had I not first seen angels in Eretz Yisrael, but not that she's saying that she's seeing prophecy. And the Chasam Sofer is reading it that she knows she's seen Malachim before, but she's not sure if this is angelic or prophetic. And she's saying, well, this cannot be prophecy, because did I ever see Hagam Haloim Ra'isi? Did I ever see before? So I just thought it was interesting. They use the same observation, but in slightly different ways. Have a good day, everyone.